What if someone could tell you your deepest secrets, or deliver a message from beyond the grave? Imagine sitting across from a stranger, and they whisper words only your lost loved one could know. It sounds incredible, but is it real? Or is it all a masterful illusion? By the end of this video, we'll unravel the truth about psychic mediums, from ancient shamans to modern controversies, and you might just walk away questioning what you believe. For thousands of years, humanity has sought answers from the unseen world. Spirit communication wasn't questioned, it was revered. Shamans, seen as bridges between the living and the spirit realm, used rituals, chants, and altered states of consciousness to deliver messages from ancestors or deities. In ancient Egypt, priests of Anubis performed elaborate rituals to guide the dead and protect the living. They consulted the Book of the Dead, a compilation of spells and prayers to ensure harmony between the two worlds. The Greeks turned to the Oracle of Delphi, whose cryptic prophecies guided kings and empires. Seated above a fissure in the earth, the priestess inhaled vapors believed to connect her to Apollo. One theory suggests these vapors might have been ethylene gas, capable of inducing trance-like states. Imagine standing in the temple, knowing her words could shape the fate of an entire kingdom. In ancient China, ancestral worship was deeply rooted in society. Families believed their ancestors could bring blessings or misfortune, employing spirit mediums to interpret their wishes. And in Mesopotamia, clay figurines were buried beneath homes to bind restless spirits, preventing them from harming the living. But as these practices flourished, a darker interpretation of spirit communication began to emerge, one that would lead to fear and persecution. With the rise of Christianity, the Church condemned practices like necromancy, summoning or communicating with the dead, as heretical and dangerous. Stories like the Witch of Endor, who summoned the prophet Samuel for King Saul, were seen as cautionary tales against defying divine authority. Saul sought the witch's services because he was desperate for divine counsel before an impending battle with the Philistines. God had stopped answering Saul through traditional means, such as dreams, prophets, or the Urim and Thummim, due to Saul's disobedience. The Inquisition, a centuries-long effort to root out heresy, targeted mediums and other practitioners of spirit communication. Those accused often faced brutal punishments, even when evidence was thin. Mediumship, once considered a spiritual gift, became a punishable offense. Interestingly, this was also an era of contradictions. Saint Joan of Arc, for example, claimed to hear voices from saints guiding her to lead France to victory in the 100 Years' War. Her divine visions were celebrated until they became politically inconvenient, leading to her trial and execution for heresy. During the Renaissance, John Dee, a scientist and mystic, sought to communicate with angels through his scrying mirror and the Enochian language. Was he unlocking secrets of the universe or trapped by his own obsessions? Imagine being in a small European village during this time, knowing that even a whisper of suspicion could lead to accusations of witchcraft. How would you navigate a world where spiritual belief could be a death sentence? In 1848, two sisters in New York, Margaretta and Catherine Fox, claimed they could communicate with spirits through mysterious knocking sounds. The Fox sisters' story ignited the spiritualist movement, which promised grieving families a chance to reconnect with lost loved ones. As the movement grew, mediums like Florence Cook held seances, claiming to summon full-body apparitions. Spirit photography, which showed faint images of deceased loved ones, became wildly popular. Even Mary Todd Lincoln hosted seances in the White House, hoping to connect with her son. But skepticism grew just as quickly. Harry Houdini exposed fraudulent mediums, demonstrating how they used tricks like hidden tubes or accomplices. Despite these revelations, belief in mediums persisted, driven by the emotional power of their claims. Imagine sitting in a séance, hearing knocks and whispers that seem impossible to explain. Would you believe or question everything? The 20th century brought new faces to mediumship. Edgar Cayce, the sleeping prophet, claimed to access the Akashic records, a spiritual concept often described as a metaphysical library of all human knowledge. His readings, often focused on healing and past lives, gained him a devoted following. Television brought mediums like John Edward and Sylvia Browne into the mainstream. While Edward's readings captivated audiences, Browne faced backlash for her high-profile inaccuracies, including falsely declaring missing persons dead. These controversies raised ethical questions about the responsibility of mediums. One of the most debated cases of mediumship in modern history was the Enfield poltergeist in the 1970s. A British family reported strange knocking sounds, levitating furniture, and a voice emanating from an 11-year-old girl. While some investigators believe the events were genuine, skeptics have suggested they were staged. Studies suggest that mediums often employ psychological techniques like cold reading, where they use vague statements and observe their audience's reactions to appear insightful. Yet some readings defy easy explanation, leaving even skeptics puzzled. At its core, mediumship isn't about spirits, it's about us. Grief leaves a void, and the possibility of reconnecting with lost loved ones is almost irresistible. Mediums offer not just answers, but closure, hope, and the chance to say what was left unsaid. In psychology, the concept of subjective validation explains why people believe mediums. It's the tendency to see vague or general statements as uniquely meaningful, especially when we're emotionally vulnerable. Even if the message isn't real, the comfort can feel deeply genuine. Imagine sitting across from a medium who tells you something only your loved one could know. Even if doubt lingers, the comfort can feel real, and sometimes that's enough. Psychic mediums live at the crossroads of belief and doubt, faith and skepticism. Are they gifted, misguided, or manipulative? Or is there something more, something we can't yet understand? Have you ever had an experience with a psychic or medium? Share your story in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey into the mysterious, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. After all, the question of what lies beyond will always captivate our imagination.